everybody. It is so good to have you here with me. Imagine if you have your vision as the car with the right team. Imagine how quick that vision will come into the footsteps. Something that was taking 5 years, 6, 3 months. This morning is all about the leadership and influence. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's so good to have you back online here. This is our podcast Inside Show. It's so good to be here with you again and again and again and again. I'm glad you always come back, and thank you so much for prescribing and subscribing, and thank you so much for hitting that bell there every single time. I see my staff is laughing at me because I didn't say subscribe. But that's what the live show is all about. Yeah, you see, let me just mention this to you. When you do a movie, that's a cut point, and then they erase stuff and they take stuff out. But when you live, you live. When you're out, you're out. Whatever you say, you say. Well, it gives me such great joy this morning to be in the studio with you again. But you know what? Our president, Ramaphosa, calls for a 5-day mourning for the victims of COVID-19 and the gender violence. It's from the 25th to the 29th of November, and we just want to honor that. Well, I don't know about you guys. I see you've got a black watch on, but I've got a little black belt here, arm belt here on me. Jesse show me his shoes there. But you know, and then also the nation flags will fly at half-mast, and the citizens are urged to wear black, just to show solidarity towards everybody. You know what? Most people, not all people died of COVID during this time. Others most probably underlying illnesses. But we have a loss in our own family with 2 beautiful family members, not necessarily COVID related, but within this time. And that's the reason why I honor this morning. And that's the reason why, if there was a flag now in this studio, I will have it half-mast. As a matter of fact, I think we must get one in tomorrow on the show and put it half-mast and so on. But today I'm so glad and happy and excited to introduce a show here called Leadership Qualities. So what I do have a book out. As you know, I have a few books out, and if I can ask Jay-Z just to move the camera a little around there, I've got one on volunteerism. All these books are inside books. Born Again, the F1 concept. This book is about teamwork, how to train teams within your company, your leadership. It could be churches, organizations, it doesn't matter. Then the other one is on leadership. This is the one that we handled today. The other one is on anxiety and how to read and live the Bible, insights on marriage, divorce, and remarriage, and then the final one on with a workbook entitled One Team, One Dream. That's the F1 concept. This concept was born in how quick a car comes into the pit stop and how quick a car leaves the pit stop in less than 1.35 seconds. And I believe when leaders and teams work together, that's how quickly you can get your vision out of the pit stop, out of the blocks, and you can literally fly. Well, there will be problems within it, but if you work together, you will be able to get out of the blocks as quick as possible. Well, today I've got a wonderful guest here with me, and everybody, you might know him, some might not know him, some know the brand better than the man. It's with everything like that. Some will use an Apple phone and don't even know who's Steve Jobs. You say, somebody say, you know Steve Jobs? You say, Steve who? But you know the phone. And in this case, you might not know the guy behind this brand, but I've got a wonderful man here with me here, and I've got his picture now. He looks handsome. He's young and handsome there, and I want to introduce him to you, and a warm welcome here to the owner of the Legends Barber. Tell us a bit about yourself and greet our listeners there.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I think thanks for having me, Doc. Thanks for having me on the show. I mean, my name is Sheldon. I'm actually grateful to be part of this podcast and basically to be part of the live session as well. I think it's basically humbling and amazing to basically get an invite like this. One thing that you don't know about me is that is that I used to stutter as long as I can remember, and I'm just amazed by being able to impact people by the sound of my voice. But actually, I actually love doing it with my hands.
Well, I'm so happy that you started. I tell you, because Moses did great things.
Yes.
He opened Red Seas, and Moses did stuff with that stuttering and all. And sometimes we ask for help, but we have the ability. Tell me, Sheldon, are you married? Any kids? Give me a little background quickly about yourself.
Yes, Doc. So I'm married with a beautiful wife called Alvana. So we have two wonderful kids, a boy and a girl, Cassidy and Christian. So they are between the age of 3 and 7 years old.
Yeah.
So,
You did exactly the same thing that everybody is doing on this podcast.
Yeah.
Specifically the men.
Yeah.
When they get to the kids, it's like it's between the ages of 3 and 6, or maybe 7. But a warm welcome, yeah, man. I'm so glad. You know what? Just offset. I was joking with you.
Yes.
You started this company how long back?
9 years ago in 2011.
And I asked you how long you married. You said
it's
9 years back. And I suggest nobody starts business and marriage on the same day. You cannot go into a honeymoon with a fresh business. There, a warm welcome to you. With me also here in the studio is none less than Jesse. Jesse is my son, as you know, and he's behind the controls most of the time. And he's working in the paddock and working with the switching and the programming and so on. A warm welcome to you, Jesse. And also, he's also newly married. He's not 9 years. He smell like 3 months.
I'm new in the game.
Yeah, and you receive some good information. Don't start business like now.
Yeah, no, I learned quite a bit already.
But a warm welcome to you as well, and you will participate. You will help me with the show here this morning. Thank you so much for joining me here this morning. Then we've got another person with us, none less than
Kevin,
that's Kevin. It's not the Kevin that you know. There's a comedian, but that's Kevin. Kevin, to tell us a little about you and why you're here with us here this morning, and what's most probably your functional role in this beautiful, wonderful company.
Okay, well, first of all, I'm Kevin, as you guys heard. I'm Kevin. I'm here with my boss, Sheldon.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, my role in Legends, basically, like now, it's by the training and developing.
Training and developing.
Yeah, training and developing. So we look at...
Did you say training or trending?
Training.
Or training, okay.
Yeah, training and development. So basically what I do, we look for new barbers. We'll see what they're all about. We'll interview them. If they cannot cut, we'll take them into the training center, and that's where we develop them.
All right, fine. Before we get there, because that's for another segment within this segment, so we'll get to that portion exactly there. I just wanted to know, what is it to work for Sheldon as a boss? You know, he's a young boss, and he's a black boss. And back in the day, you know, your bosses must be white, and this is a black boss. So how does it feel to work for a black boss?
Well, it feels amazing to me. As I met my boss here, I saw him here at this very own church.
Yes.
I saw his haircut.
Tell me about it.
I saw this guy's haircut like on point Sunday by Sunday. While he was busy with the cameras, I always used to.
That was before. Now you preach it. You preach it today. So this guy is a church boy. Eh?
Yeah, he was a church boy. I saw him here at church. Well, busy with the cameras. I was always looking at him, and when he moves close to Rev, and I'll look past Rev, and I'll just look at him because his haircut is so nice, and that's where I got inspired, to be.
Oh my word! You know what? I can't believe that somebody come to church to look at the haircut. I think ladies will go for that type of thing. It's like, oh, that dress is killing me.
He had a role model already that time. He came to church not to listen to the sermons, but to look at the cameraman instead and say, when I grow up, I want that haircut. That specific
when I'm big one day. There must be something about haircut. Yeah, when you do something right. And literally that was in your DNA. DNA. If you just can just push the mic over to you. And Sheldon, just to start off, you know, leaders are visionaries, right?
Yes.
Leaders are visionary. So what I do here with the book here this morning, all these points that I will discuss about leadership is in my book. So if you want to get hold of this book, it's not on Amazon or anything like that. You need to get to the property here, look on the insides, exactly what's the address, and come and buy the books. There's 7 or 8, 9 books available, but this one is specifically about leadership. And every single thing that we will discuss here this morning is based on a portion in this book. Let me just see on page 42. Let me just see what chapter is it. Chapter 3. It's based on chapter 3, the qualities of leaders, and that's exactly what we're going to do here this morning. Now, Sheldon, tell me based on that, I'm gonna show the podcast viewers a slide of your. Let me just see that was not supposed to happen. Let me just get that. Yeah, I'm gonna show the podcast leaders a slide here of Legends Barbershop. There on top. You know that barbershop?
Yes.
Looks like your old African American
Yes.
barbershops in America. I think that must be the concept. It's like, yeah, that's the place where they gossip. Yeah, that looks like a gossiping barbershop. And the barbershop at the bottom, that's a brand new style. That looks like an innovative businessman shop, not a gossiping shop. Tell us a little bit about why is it important for a person to be a visionary?
I think visionary is what a leader is all about. You understand? If you look at from the start, I mean, the only way people will follow a person is because of their vision. Understand? And if you stand for a vision that has meaning, if you stand for a vision that has good qualities, then people will follow.
So exactly when, based on this visionary, because to be a visionary is to have big picture.
Yes.
So you should see deep into the future.
Yes.
So when Kevin noticed you here on the cameras, and he admired your haircut, that was with you already.
Yes.
So at that point in time, talk me through the then and the now. How did this thing start? Was it in your heart? Was it just a thought? How did you really start with this whole thing?
So I mean, I started out just cutting hair, and I used to cut myself, and I'm sure that's where Kevin saw me. So I used to cut myself, and basically it just became a habit. It just became something that I love doing. I can remember starting out on the side. You can say like basically on the side of a local supermarket in Extension 2, and I was just cutting on the stoop.
Just right there in the open. And
Right
was there a little signboard up that say haircuts?
Yeah, there was just a sign.
And what was the price of a haircut then 9 years back?
No, it was 15 rand, including a vinyl that time. Yeah.
So just for interesting sake, what's a haircut between 15 and 9 years? What's it? 200, 500 rand? Between what and what is a haircut these days?
A haircut these days are 120 rand.
It's a pretty good price. I must just say, pretty good price. Well, unfortunately, I can't support you, as you know. I go for clean shave. There's no, you don't need no creativity.
That's true.
Yes, so just back to your vision. So it dropped into your heart. You started off somewhere in the pavement, and then from that moment, how did you progress?
So from that moment, we moved into a premises, basically like a lease premises. Back then, it was called the Impact, where guys used to come through and basically play snooker, and while at it, they can get a haircut. And basically, I saw the need for this business to grow, especially in the community, because by me doing this, I actually saw a lot of traction in terms of people coming through. And with that, I decided to train up youngsters. So I got youngsters who's come on board, and basically we trained these guys to work in the store. That was in 2011, and I think like that's where Legends all started. That's where the business all started. Back then,
is it that picture there, the top one there?
No, this was 2014.
2014. That's
so
11.
Stories.
Okay.
So
Give me that story. I'm interested.
Yes.
You know what? Just to lure people early in.
Yes.
From that barbershop.
Yes.
We will get to a point later. How many stores do you have now?
We open in the 28th store now Saturday.
28 now coming Saturday.
Yes,
oh my
Saturday,
God!
Yes.
From the pavement to 28 stores and high-end stores. Hey,
Yes.
wonderful. Tell me about the story, the 2-end story that you have.
Yeah. So back then when we were busy working, and something just grew near to me in terms of my vision and what I wanted to create it is to make impact on the community. And we started out going to the old age home, and we used to do it on a regular basis. We used to go out like every 2 weeks and stuff like that. Back then, the barbershop was just called the barbershop.
The barbershop.
Yeah, it was just the barbershop. There was no name to it. But by serving our elders, we decided why not name the barbershop after them, because they are actually the legends of our community.
Wow.
So
I was wondering.
Yes.
I'm normally not impressed if because it literally gives your age away. Somebody say you're a legend, man. You
Yes.
know, if you go, legend is history stuff.
Yes.
It's like old stuff.
Yes,
Now
it's
I
old
look and I look at how progressive you are, and the name of it is a legend.
Yes.
So in short, for the viewers out there,
Yeah.
if you want to start a business, you
Yes.
should see the end in mind, but
Yes.
you need to be progressive.
You have to be
You need to move on a daily basis in order to accomplish the bigger picture.
Yes, that's true. That's true. So during the quiet days, we used to go out and we used to just make a difference in the community. Whether it be at the old age home or whether it be at the schools, we used to just go out and give free haircuts. Understand? And that was why Legends came into existence from the first place. It's just to make a difference in the community. So
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, everybody out there, I've got a legend here with me, and then so many stores there. So would you say that leaders are innovative? And the reason why I'm specifically on that point of innovation, there's two reasons, and I just want you to talk me through. First of all, the logo. Tell me, how did you get to that logo there? The legend logo. I know on face value, it just looks like somebody cutting hair, but there's more to it. There's a crown on it, and there's stars around it. There's a whole lot of stuff there. What's the idea behind the logo?
yeah, so I think starting off with the barber, as you can see, the barber in the logo is wearing a spotty. So basically, it shows that it comes from a location. You understand?
Okay.
It comes from a location.
It comes from a style, a township style.
A township
right?
style.
Yes.
Yeah, you understand. So the barber is wearing a spotty. The crown just represents, basically that we are the king of this industry. You understand? It
My
represents
word.
us. You understand?
That's vision, eh?
Yeah.
Let's see. So when you designed that, you could see yourself as the king of the industry.
Yes, that's true.
That's
That's
fantastic.
true. That's true.
And the rest of the stuff there, then the name is the legendary barber.
The legendary barber. The legendary barber. So basically, when we came up with the name, the legendary, I was busy playing FIFA, and you know, in FIFA, when you get the different levels,
Amateur.
so you get amateur, and what's the next one? It's a
Professional,
yeah.
legendary.
Yeah, and the last one, the most difficult one, was the legendary. You understand? So once you get legendary status, there's nothing above that. So that's when it came from.
Well,
Yeah.
I want you to talk me through here, and for the listeners, it's going to be a very boring slide, but because it's just a lot of places. But you know, there's so many places on there, and you've got so many barber shops. I noticed you've got one in Maponya Mall there. You've got one in Rosebank. It's like from the south to the north.
Yes.
Then you've got another one in Sun City. Now. I don't know our viewers out there. I'm very close to an area here. It's a prison.
Yeah.
It's down in a dip here. It's called the Sun City. I don't know why they call it the Sun City. So do you have a barber at that Sun City, or is it the Sun City where the hotel is? Is that the Sun City where you are?
Yes, it's
It's
that
the
one.
hotel.
It's that one.
Now tell me about how did you? Then there's one in Florida,
Yes.
in Gateway, Newtown. You've got one here. Where's this Wonderpark?
Wonderpark is in
Oh,
Pretoria.
is the English word, but it's in Pretoria. It's Wonderpark.
Yeah,
Eh?
it's Wonderpark.
So it's Wonder Park in Pretoria.
Yes.
So you've got stores in Cape Town.
Yeah,
literally
Cape Town.
in the provinces. Are you in Port Elizabeth already?
Not yet.
Nelson Mandela Bay.
Not yet.
Oh.
Not yet. We're getting there.
Yeah.
We're getting
Tell
there.
us about your vision around it, and how and why so extreme? Why so extreme?
Yeah, I mean, back then, when we relaunched 2014, so basically the store closed down 2011, but when we relaunched 2014, the goal was to have 5 stores in 5 years.
But now that you're there on the
Yes,
relaunch,
yes.
remember that you wanted to pick a story up,
Yes.
and I didn't allow you to get into that story
Yes.
because I wanted to get to this
Yes,
point,
yes.
because I want to bring that comparison. But that's the power of leadership,
Yes.
because you didn't lay back. You're very innovative.
Yeah.
And in this sense, from there to here, pick it up from what happened in the beginning of your, and speed it up to this.
Okay, so basically what happened, the store closed down in 2011. At the time, I had a partner. So basically, the partner, I went on honeymoon, I got married at the same time. Yes, I got married at the same time. And during that week, while I was away, he told me everything will be fine. I came back, the doors were closed, and I wondered what's happening because it's a Friday, it's supposed to be busy. And I called up my partner at the time. He didn't answer his calls. But I called one of the guys that was working at the store. And he explained to me that this guy didn't pay them wages. He didn't pay them the rent as well. You understand? And as you know, especially as a pay-as-you-go shop that you were leasing at the time the landlord just put you out. So that's what happened in 2011. Then fast forward 2014. But during the time
that 3 years, what happened there?
During that 3 years, I was working at Standard Bank, and during my time working at Standard Bank, I used to basically sharpen my skills, to say the least. You understand? I used to go back to the drawing board and learn.
That's leadership stuff.
Yes.
How did you sharpen your skills?
Reading books. And I used to
anything that you could lay your hands on.
I used to read a lot of books. I mean, from any book that you can name, I was so inquisitive because I wanted to know that when I leave, this is what I'm going to do going forward. And during that 3 years, I also made a plan to basically service the customers that I was serving at the store. And I bought a scooter, and the time that I loved, because I had a 9 to 5, but after 5, I used to go out to customers and I used to go cut them.
So you started building the company behind the scenes within that 3 years.
Yes.
Right. Let's fast forward to your first store. And where was the first one then?
In Eldoradopark at Crystal Mall.
Give it up to Eldorado. Great, yeah. So where in Eldoradopark did you start it? In extension, what extension was it?
In extension 6 at Crystal Mall.
Okay, all right. Oh, so that's my mall, eh?
Yes.
So your first store is that the one that we've noticed there, or was that the?
Yes, that was the first.
That's the first one.
Yes,
so that's exactly now you've learned 3 years later, and you restarted the whole business again, and that's the power of leadership.
Yes.
You don't just go and sit in a corner and lick your wounds and feel like the world is against me and everybody's against me. You pick yourself up again, and that's the power of leadership. Power of leadership. You pick yourself up again. So talk me through about how did you go about? How do you know where to start a shop?
In terms of the stores that we open eventually.
Yes.
So one thing, I think like I personally go visit each one of these locations. You understand? So basically, when we get inquiries to open stores at these different locations, I go in there and there's few things that I look at, and also I trust my gut if the store will do well here or don't open the store at all.
So from the Eldoradopark store, which one was your first one?
The Eldoradopark was the first store.
Okay, the second one.
After that we opened in Florida.
Florida, Rudaput.
Yeah.
And the order is not exactly like that. Do you have it alphabetical or it's just randomly?
No, this is just random.
Random. So and then from Florida, I want to ask you the extreme as a business person and to be so innovative. To move from Aldos to Florida, and then the extreme, which is your high-end mall that you really started this barber in, the really high-end mall, because I want to know how could you jump from there to there.
So I think the Waterfall Corner would definitely be one of those, because it's very high-end in terms of the people that's around it. Yeah, so Waterfall Corner.
Where is that mall?
Waterfall Corner is based in Woodmead. You can say Woodmead Drive, yeah.
Right. Wow. And the quality of your stores, fill me in. The one in Eldoradopark. So when did you start with this new look on the store?
I think the new look started
at store number.
You can say it started with the Cape Town shop. Cape Town shop. So that's when the new look started, and this is something that we said this is what we want to go for.
Yeah. I want Jesse just to come in here. I've got you in the set here just to participate. You can burst it at any point in time. I guess he's so interested in your story that he goes quiet. It's like he's just in another world.
I'm just listening. I don't want to interrupt while he's talking.
Is there anything that you'd like to ask Sheldon?
Nah, basically I want to know, you explained when you worked at Standard Bank, and when you finished, then you used to go cut people. You got them for free, right? Or they paid you?
They paid me,
They paid you, yeah. But there's so many people that sit at home that have these ideas, and they're like, okay, this is the idea, I want to do this, I want to do that. But when they get home from work, they have their kids there, they have this, they need to look after their wife, the wife was complaining, hey, I'm with the children, I didn't cook, now he must cook his own meal.
Yes.
So what advice would you give that person then that has this idea, but there's so much going on in his life that he's not even able to get out to that idea?
Yeah, I think out of your busy schedule, you can always make time. Understand? While you have a 9-to-5 job, like for example, entrepreneurship is basically born with you. You understand?
Yeah.
So basically, you know that this is really something that you want to pursue, and by all means, you will pursue that.
Okay.
During the time when I was working with my 9-to-5, I was still interacting with people. I was still interacting with customers. You understand? So you know already that this is something that you want to pursue. So you'll always make time for it.
And I think also the partner you have plays a big part in it. Because you got married, like we explained, in that time. But I'm sure you had a partner that was pushing you, driving you to say, okay, let's work together, let's make this thing work, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, no, I think, especially for my wife as well, my wife stands by me through thick and thin, you understand? I think when I eventually decided to relaunch the store in 2014, that's the time I resigned from work.
Okay.
And I said that this is what I'm going to do full time. And she gave me the backing, and she gave me just that support to say, you know what, it's fine, go ahead. Don't worry, we will have everything sorted out at home.
Great. Sheldon, just on this picture, I want to show you there. I've noticed, I have a look at your Facebook. Every single time when you launch a new store, you have these crowds outside, and people are excited and they queue, and you don't just do it any which way. How? Because you lay a carpet out, there's some effort in. Why are you doing stuff like that? I think
like part of our strategy is to impact the people that's in the community, you understand? Because especially in this picture, for example, this is a store that we launched last Saturday, and so
this is current.
Yeah, this is current.
Oh
this
my word! Last Saturday, and where was that?
This was in Pietermaritzburg.
In Pietermaritzburg. So you're in the KwaZulu Natal region as well.
Yes. So this was at Pietermaritzburg. The funny story is that I was busy jogging. The morning of this, and just before 5 o'clock, I went out to go jog, and I saw people queuing already at that time.
What?
So people was queuing before 5
for the shop is opening 9.
Yes.
Goodness.
Yes.
But now the innovative side to it is because you have some first come first serve free time, almost like every time when you open a store it's black store opening. And this one, where is this store?
So this is in Witbank. This is a store that we opened before Pietermaritzburg. So
this is also recent.
Yeah, this is also recent.
This in COVID?
This is after COVID, post.
But I mean, it's literally within COVID.
Yes,
because remember now we're still on level 1,
Yes.
Yeah, this is man. That is being so innovative around this whole situation. I want to bring Kevin in here and talking about leaders and the values. So Kevin, if you just quickly peep over there and see that picture there, you are more than welcome to look back into the camera. But you see, I noticed that every single time when they open a store and you work now with the company for long. How long are you with the company?
Exactly like now for 3 years and a few months.
3 years, and you see this trend all over.
Yes.
Why do they open with prayer, and why is this value so important? Because I know that Sheldon is not ashamed of putting this on his Facebook, on his website, because he could have just placed the beauty of the store on there, but there's prayer every time. Every time when they open a store, I see everybody standing in a circle, and I assume that's prayer. I hope it's prayer. What is that?
Yes, it is prayer. It is prayer. And basically, prayer is basically our foundation. That's why I learned it from here, foundation-wise. Start your day off with a prayer. I saw it from him as well as my boss. I looked at it as a prayer. So in all our stores, this is what we do every morning. We go on our foundation, we pray. That is how we set our day. We invite the Spirit. In some of our stores as well, we have like gospel playing right through the day, like up until from 9 till 12. You know how young people is, someone to listen to this music and to that music. But basically, this is what we learned from our boss as well, and this is our foundation. We have to open up on our day with a prayer in each and every store. That's our foundation.
Man, you know, there's one slide I just want to get to you now that you're on there. Leaders are very proactive. And on this one, the proactivity around leaders, tell me, Kevin, you guys are using scooters. Fill me a little in about what is it about the scooters, because I remember now in the beginning, Sheldon mentioned that back in the day when he was still working, he'll have a scooter and he will go and cut people's hair. So how do you apply this proactivity within in this new look of the stores, and not back in the day?
Basically, so the reason why the scooters came in, because as much as I look at it, he looks at it, we want to serve a lot of people as we can. It's all about serving. That's what we learned from him. And that's what I've learned from you as well. It's all about serving. So basically, we want to serve each and everyone. Even if we can't make it to the store, we make it more convenient, going out to your place and serving you as well.
So how many scooters do you guys have? Every store have a scooter, or how do you work?
So basically, at the moment, we only have like 3 scooters at the moment. I don't know. I think we're planning on having more in each and every store. We'll have 3 scooters or 2 scooters. But yeah, for now we only have 3 scooters. So we're operating from. But we only have it in Joburg for now, and then we'll go to the other regions as well.
You know, the reason why I'm asking you that question, specifically being proactive, because proactivity is like you don't wait for things to happen, you let it happen. And within COVID, you guys decided to get to the clients.
Yeah, to get to the clients, yes.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now, just back to Sheldon again. Leaders are not born, but developed and trained. I firmly believe that. Some guys reckon that leaders are born. I've noticed people, if you place any person in a leader's house and they pick up the skill and the go about, my take on this is like when you raise in a medical doctor's house, for some reason that this child will just at any point in time, just a child of 7, 8, don't call Panado.
Yes.
They use the scientific name. It's like, what? No, it's Panado. So what I'm saying, in essence, would you agree that leaders are not born but developed and trained?
I do agree with that. I do agree with it. It's basically daily practices that you do. It's the same like going to the gym and you want to create these type of muscles and stuff like that, and that's how you create leadership as well. Leadership is constantly training, development, and also it goes back to what you were saying. I can remember this one time as we were busy talking in the parking lot that and you gave me some advice. It was basically to say like, a little at a time, that's how you want to learn, and that's how you want to grow.
Who gave you that advice? I did that.
Yeah.
Oh, how many years was that? It sounds
like 10 years ago, maybe.
Well, great, man. And thank you so much for honoring us with your presence here today. So leaders are not born. I firmly believe that. I firmly believe I can take any person.
Yes.
And give me somebody that don't believe in themselves, somebody that don't think it's possible. I remember when we started out making CDs or music albums in our church, but people were under the impression that we're going to have a little cassette player.
Yes.
And then we're going to press record and play. I said, no, that's not what we're going to do. And nobody at that point in time, I had this vision that we will have a lot of albums.
Yes.
Not that I knew exactly how to do it, but at least this was part of the vision. And anybody's watching there by podcast, if you put your mind to something and you develop yourself in it, I'm not saying, because I had this vision of having albums, but I can't sing. It doesn't mean that you must be able to sing. You can have a vision of have a garage, a mechanic, a garage, and you don't have to be a mechanic. You can just go higher than right. But if you have the concept and you see the gap in the market, you go for it and you train people based on that. So on that point, leaders are not born, but they are trained. So now, if I look at this advert that you put, talk me through a little about the training side, or do you want to give Kevin opportunity?
I think Kevin can speak about it.
Kevin, how are you guys going about training? Start right from the entry level, and how do people apply? How do they get there, and how do you train them? And what if somebody's not good? Talk me through this whole process.
Yeah, so basically what we're looking at, as you will see, we're looking at between the ages of 18 and 30 years. So we're basically looking at a lot of young men. And I can see in today we're getting females as well. So basically what we'll do, we'll get you into the training center, we'll interview you, and we'll ask you about, like, how do you feel about barbering? Because there's a lot of people that comes, that takes it as a hobby, but not as a passion. So we want to put that passion and that love and that drive into them being a barber. And we explain them and working for Legends how it is, the insights and the vision and the mission of the brand as well. So basically we'll take them in, like we have a 12-week program, so where we'll take in guys and we'll break everything down into weeks, like to see if this guy can really cut it, or if he wants to cut it, or does this person have the passion, or does this person have the love of
so passion is important.
The passion is
I tell
important.
you, it doesn't matter what you want to do in life if there is no passion. Just the other day on this podcast, I had a guest in here, and we were talking about passion, and specifically Steve Jobs. We were talking about 7 important things that Steve Jobs believed in. Well, he's not here, but you can see the concept is still around. So that is so important. So how do you see that when there's passion or there's no passion?
We will see by the drive of the individual himself. So basically we'll give you something to work with. We'll explain you, this is what we want, this is what you have to show us. So if you don't show that you have the passion, we'll try you, we'll coach you, we'll guide you to have the passion or the love for it. But if you don't have the passion for cutting hair,
it's just something that you see in their eyes and the way they conduct themselves, or they drag themselves, or how do you know?
Basically, we look at the walk, we look at the action, the talk. We look at that is all that we're looking at. We'll see the character himself, the maturity as well. So, that is what we're looking at. But the main thing is like the passion.
I just want to also know something. So with your training program, there's no charge. You just do it for free for the guys, right?
We do it for free.
I want to know, after they're done with your course, basically, do they have to sign a contract with you or what? Because you know how it goes a lot of the times. You teach people how to do things, and they turn their back on you in the future. You like, but I told this guy how to cut hair. Now he's speaking nonsense about me and stuff like that. Yeah, I cut better than Sheldon. I cut better than Kevin. Don't tell me of Legends. What?
Do you get that?
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds like leadership stuff there. That sounds like leadership stuff. So Kevin, what do you say?
Yeah, so basically what we do after the training, you sign the contract with us. In that contract, it states you have to work a year with the company before you want to now spread your wings and be on your own.
And do whatever you want to do.
So basically you come into the company, you sign the one-year contract, and that's where we start doing the coaching. We start motivating. So we don't want guys to feel like they just left us here and I feel like I have the skill, I want to spread my wings. So that's where we start coaching and providing leadership skills into the guys as well.
Thank you so much. Sheldon, I just want to ask you another leadership question here. I firmly believe, and it's in my book, leaders are in touch and leaders are relevant. And just based on this, that leaders are in touch and leaders are relevant, I just skip a slide there. Look at that cut. Man, this looks so admirable. It looks like yesterday. I wish I could have some hair. If you look at this, there's this guy, the sharpness in there now. Perfect it is. Did you do that cut, or did you use Google to find that cut? And is that your own cut, or is the Google cut? Is that your own cut, or is it a Google cut?
No, that is our own haircuts.
Oh my word!
And that's stuff that we do. I mean, we do have a team that basically, especially with Kevin and them, to come up with really nice hairstyles.
Fresh ideas.
Yes.
What can you do for me? Okay. so leaders are in touch and they are relevant.
Yeah.
So how do you know exactly that people will like this style? Do you also have failure styles and then you test it and it doesn't work, and is there trending styles? How do you stay in touch?
Yeah, so I think especially back then, even the products that we used to use, I used to interact with guys from America, because like trends come from America. So I used to act with a lot of barbers from America, and just hearing their thoughts and what are they using, and just
so do
learning from them.
you have friends there, or how do you go? Send them a mail, or do you WhatsApp, or do you
FaceTime? It's basically just friends that we interact with. You understand? So it's basically guys that are really good at their craft and the products that you use, and they will basically take you through it, and they will help you along the way. So it's basically these bonds that we created along the way. So it comes back to what Legends is. Legends is all about building relationships. Yeah.
Wow, you're strong in that.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Well, let me just look at your struggle within COVID. So I've got a nice picture. So leaders act in crisis. I show COVID. So I want to just show this picture here. I'm tempted to show this picture. So this is a girl somewhere living somewhere, and the guy in COVID is somewhere. His hair is bushy or whatever it is.
Yes.
So the girl texts her, "Do you miss me?" And he say, "Nah, I miss my barber." That's quite cute, That's quite funny. So how do you survive? How do you survive the crisis of COVID?
So I think during the COVID time, these are the type of ideas that you came up with. I mean, like although COVID closed our businesses, it doesn't mean that it closed our way to interact with our people, because we were very active in terms of social media, in terms of Facebook and everything. So I think it was just that interaction with all the customers during that time. You understand? It created a spark in the customers. You understand? And also with our with our barbers as well. I mean, like we've had things that we were doing during the time, and basically the barbers being the transport to impact the communities while we in this COVID crisis, that they would go out and basically give some food parcels in the communities. And
I noticed that.
Yeah.
So you're strong on community work.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, your barbershop shops literally started out in the community, on the pavement, and also going to the elderly people at the old age home, and that's where you get the name from, and so on. So you're still doing that up to today.
Yes,
we still do stuff in the community.
Yes, we still do it. We're really big on that, and each and every franchisee that will come on board eventually knows that this is the culture of Legends. You have to make a difference in a community. You can't open a shop there and not make a difference in a community. So that's very important.
You know what? On that point, I'll get to the franchise one in a jiffy. But the next leadership point that I want to discuss, and again for those watching, all these points are in this book, and I'm just really driving it. The idea is to pull that information from you and to show everybody out there. You literally have leadership qualities and leadership skills. It's impossible to run a company of this magnitude, and literally almost all over South Africa at this magnitude. So leaders go against the grain.
Yes.
And that's one of the qualities of a leader. They go against the grain. On there, you see a van. I don't know if that's a Mercedes van or so.
Yes.
And in that van, you had a complete barber, literally on wheels. Talk me through, how did you get to that idea? Because truly, that's against the grain.
Yes. I mean, during the time when I was serving the people while I was working at Standard Bank, during my 9 to 5, and afterward, I used to go out or to go cut people, and I came I came to this one customer, and it was load shedding.
Well, for those,
Welcome to SA.
welcome to SA. For those that's watching somewhere abroad, load shedding means for 2 or 3 hours per day you don't have power.
You don't have
It
power.
can be at any point in
Yes,
time, right?
yes.
So that was one of their days.
So that was one of those days, and I was literally at the customer's gate, and basically I just turned around and driving back home. I got this idea. Imagine somebody just jump into the bus and get a haircut, fully powered. At the time, the idea was there, but the money wasn't there yet. You understand? So
That's
it was just an idea.
Again, vision.
Yeah, it was just an
Vision
idea.
is a dream, my brother.
Yes,
If you
yes.
have it, you.
Yes.
I firmly believe people wait for money.
Yes,
Give me a vision.
yes,
I've listened to a sermon one day about favor.
Yes.
Favor is above cash.
yes,
Give me a vision
yes.
and favor,
Yeah.
and you'll see something come to
You'll see
pass.
something come to pass.
Yes.
Yeah, that's important. So that's basically that was during 2012, 2013, and this bus was launched 2017 only. So 2017 the bus materialized, but during that time I used to have drawings of it. I used to have like
So you have the drawings and you visualize the bus, but inside, who built this for you? Do they do this quality job here in South Africa?
Yeah, they
Did
done
you have
it
to
in
send this bus somewhere? Or
Yeah, so they done it in South Africa. So but most of the stuff that you see inside the bus, it's things that they never done before. So it took them 9 months to create the whole concept of the bus. So it really took them quite some time.
Wow. And I believe Jesse was telling me that you will go to special clients. So is it appropriate to mention about who's your special clients that you have? Or is it not appropriate here? You rock up there. I believe there's some high-end guys there. You out there and they just make a call and say, hey, Sheldon, I need my hair cut here. And then you ask, where are you? Say, no, I'm fishing here at the Vaal River. Can you come to the Vaal?
Yeah.
Tell me about the guys there.
Yeah, so I think like coming back to basically the customers, I mean, there's a number of them. There's a number of customers that we serve, whether it's celebrities or basically from the day one customers. But one thing still remains the same. It's basically that relationship.
So do you
element.
got Cyril Ramaphosa there?
No, not yet.
I wanted to know if you got Cyril Ramaphosa there. Do you come the presidents there? Not yet.
Not yet,
Not
yeah. Not yet, yeah.
I can imagine our president with this
With this line.
A vinyl.
the president with the vinyl there. You really very, very innovative. Tell me about, and I was shocked and surprised. I didn't know it was based on the research and thinking of getting you in and so on so. And then I noticed that you have products on the market.
Yes.
Wow! From somewhere on the side road,
Yes.
cutting hair, from cutting elderly people's hair, from working after hours, from starting the first barbershop and the second in Florida to moving to high-end stores. You're very innovative now. How did you get to this?
So the products, so my whole idea on the products was that I knew that someday that I will create a product. I knew that someday that there will be products that will be formed, but I didn't want to create something that doesn't add value. You understand? So I done a lot of research. Like during my time, I done a lot of research in terms of what type of products are there and what type of products are the guys wanting for. So for example, like the wave control, there's not actually a product on the market, especially in South Africa, with regarding
What?
wave controls and basically just.
What is a wave control?
Wave control is basically, especially
The
when you're
waves.
building waves, you understand it.
Your hair is like in
It's the waves, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so
Men
that's a
can
wave.
also have a wave.
Yeah. Yeah, so
And it's like a permanent wave.
Yeah.
Is that like a powder spray or what is
no,
that?
it's a cream.
It's a cream.
Yeah, it's a cream. It's a cream that you develop. And
Did you develop that in a lab and you worked
Yes.
with the scientific side of it and so on?
Yeah, so we developed it. This was developed locally. So there was a lot of test runs in between. You understand? We were busy developing, and yeah, Yeah, and I mean, like the
how,
product is amazing.
how long will
it
it take you to develop something like that? Few months?
It does take you a couple of months.
Yeah,
I'd say
it's
about
in and
6
out.
months, yeah.
And then I feel sorry for
Yeah.
the guys coming for a haircut and they test the wave on him. And no, it's not working. Put another layer on. No, it's not working. Put another layer on it. Tell me about the other product there.
So the product that we have here is basically our hair color. It's one of the best hair colors on the market, as you can see.
If you say a hair color, it could any hair color.
Yeah, no. So this one in particular, this is black hair color. So
Yeah, you know what? I just want to get to that picture here on that picture. I see some of these guys, they, you know, when I look at them, sometimes I talk to them, but I stay at the beard.
Yes.
But it looks so dark and deep. Is that the product that you use there?
Yeah, so as you can see on his beard, we use the hair color on his beard as well.
Wow. Can you do that on my hair, maybe?
Implants.
That is extreme.
We're busy with something. It's called a man weave, so that one will be coming out soon.
I've seen that stuff on Insta and stuff where guys come with no hair and they actually leave with the full hair of like dreadlocks and stuff like that. Like,
You're not doing that as yet?
Not yet.
Well, I've also seen that on Facebook and Instagram and all of that, and YouTube. It's like, I wonder how I will look with hair. I don't have hair like you forever, and you know.
Just before the show, because Kevin used to work at the Cape Town branch, cutting hair then when I was on holiday the 1 year. I walked into the store because obviously I needed a haircut and I know, hey, Kevin works here, let's go check him out. And like I walk in, this lady's busy paying. And I was just telling him, it's the first time ever I saw someone pay 1,300 Rand for a haircut. But it was her and her 2 children. And I'm like, bruh, why is those people paying so much? So he's like, no, we have products, we have this and this. So this lady was taking this product, she was taking this product. She says, no, she likes our dye, so she took hers dye as well. I'm like, yo. They're doing stuff.
So thank you for mentioning that, Jesse. Just on that point, Kevin, I just want you to answer me on this one. Sometimes I go for a massage. But while you're busy there, and is this high-end, when we're on holiday, this high-end 5-star hotels, and they've got the massage parlor there, and myself and my wife will go, and you lay there, and you lay. But when they're busy, they start selling products to you. The products are there, and when you're at the end, they let you feel so guilty. They let you feel so guilty. It's like you have to buy this. It's like sometimes you go for, I don't know what you call it for men, but let me just, for a lack of a better word, for a facial. You go and clean your hair and you get the blackheads out and just something like that. And then when you walk out there with stuff, it's like, how did I buy this?
But I think it's the marketing strategy because he tried it with me also.
So are you trained like that, Kevin?
No, basically it all comes by serving. So when you give someone, when you're busy with a client or you're serving a client, as well as we have products as well. Like I'm serving, I'll interact with you, I'll speak to you, I'll be like, this is what I'm giving you. Don't you think that will be possible if you can get this? It's all part of my skills as well, you know, my sales skill, my leadership skill. So now I'll make you want the product. I'll use the product on you, and I'll just say, can you see what does the product do? This is what the product does.
Yeah,
so
okay.
if you can get this in the long run, you won't need this A, B, and C.
Oh,
So,
fantastic. So Sheldon is training his guys on marketing. My last point, and I can't believe that the time has passed so quickly. We're now gone on an hour. And my last point to you, Sheldon, leaders are competent.
Yes.
And the reason why I'm specifically using that one point, and it's also for those that want to know a little more about leadership, it's in this book of mine, Insights on Leadership, and this is the Inside Show. And everything that we do, we give you insight on something, and most probably just a different approach, but that's what I do. I'm coming from a different angle. You're coming from here. I'm coming from education, training, equipping, uplifting. And what happened to me many years back, people thought that we cannot be progressive, and that we are not well trained. And I decided to go do this, start writing books. This insights idea with me is for maybe for the last 10 years in my head. but it's just now surfacing. But it was sitting right there. There must be a product. There must be a product out there. But back on the competent side, you are so creative, and you move from one to the other, and then you started with franchise. I mean, for a guy on the sidewalk, move to franchise. Tell me the journey around that, and what if, let's say somebody's watching now and say, you know what, I'd love to have a franchise.
Yes.
What can you tell us about it?
So I think the franchise is basically a better way for us to grow, you understand, and it also helps us in terms of our basically people that will look after and take care of our brand going into different locations and things like that. For example, like as you can see, this was one of Ricky Rick stores. So he's actually one of the first franchises. So
you need to help. You need to help the listeners that doesn't know who's Ricky Rick there. Who's Ricky Rick? If you say Ricky Rick, it's like, is he a boxer? What is it? Who's Ricky Rick?
Youngsters will know.
I know the youngsters will know, but who is Ricky Rick?
Ricky Rick is a hip hop artist. He's a hip hop artist and he really does well for himself.
Is he a hip hop artist in South Africa?
Yes, in South Africa.
Wow.
In South Africa.
I can imagine that guy have a story, eh?
Yes.
Can you get me Ricky Rick on my show here?
No, definitely.
Yeah, bring me Ricky Rick to my show here. I would love to have Ricky Rick on my show. Ask him to come here because
we'll do so.
Explain to him this is a leadership thing, and I want to tap into that leadership qualities. And most probably when you bring him that day, he's a rap artist. Yeah, I will get Lester Constance in here. You know a lot about music, and we will have an unplugged here.
Yes, no, definitely. No, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
that would be great, man.
Definitely. So basically, with Ricky, it was always the relationship, because I've been cutting his hair over the past 5 years, 4 years now, and basically I always wanted him to be part of the business because of the type of values that he carries, and that's where I saw the opportunity from franchising. So he's one of our first franchises.
So that's his shop.
That's his shop.
And where is that shop?
It's based at Waterfall Corner in Madrid. Yeah, it would be drive. Yeah.
All right, fantastic. So Rick is there, fantastic. You know the competent side.
Yes.
There are times that a person don't live up to that.
Yeah.
There are times that an idea will drop up, and you also risky.
Yes.
Within that. In that, showing that you're competent to move out there and to do the impossible.
Yeah.
Like I can do franchises.
Yes.
That's big thinking.
Yeah.
You know that.
Oh, yes.
And to think. I read an article. I can't remember where it was in my research in the runner up towards this whole show here, that people were writing about. You didn't really think that cutting hair could be a career. That was a statement precisely there. Cutting hair can turn into a career, and a lucrative career. Can you believe that? Yeah.
Yes. I think take me back to 2010, 2011, when every barber used to just service the customer on the side of the road and things like that. You understand? To my idea, it was like, it would never turn out to be something as big as it is today. You understand? It was just the vision that I had. I was crazy enough to think that we would open 5 stores. You understand? Because it's just an idea. It's just a vision. But once you put it into place and just put the right elements into place and just lay the foundation from there, then you can start growing.
So sometimes we underestimate our authority, our power, our visions, and we discredit ourselves, sometimes unnecessary, because sometimes, and that's what vision is. It's bigger than you. Bigger than you. Sheldon, before we go, I cannot let any show go without my ball. So you've got a few minutes left. I'm gonna throw this ball at you, and then wherever it lands with your thumb, it could be the left or the right thumb. It doesn't matter which one you can. This side or that, and then you just read it. And I just want to hear how you respond on this. All right, you catch it there. And what is he saying?
Name someone you can talk to.
Yes.
Sheldon Tatchell, my wife. Yeah.
Your wife. Yeah. So when you feel depressed or when you feel things are not working out, you can go at any point in time to her.
Yes.
And have a conversation.
Yes.
Give me the ball back here. I'm going to try Kevin there. Kevin, are you ready to catch there? Just anyone there. What's the thumb saying there?
Try to make someone laugh.
Okay, let Jesse laugh. Let me hear. What can you say?
It's an easy
but
one.
Don't go with long jokes, eh?
I won't go with
Yeah.
Jesse, You need a haircut.
Yo. So after this, I'll be seeing you in that van.
Yeah. I mean, I tell you.
You made everyone laugh except me. Come on.
That was super cool. Yeah, you know what you could have said? Jesse, you need legends. You know the word legends sounds like a legends. Yeah. It sounds like something that you can eat. Or it's like a legends. Do you want some legends today? Oh my word. Well, you know what? Yesterday, I really enjoyed my time with you, Sheldon. It was super cool to have you here. I know you for many years. I know you as a young man, a young boy. And I just want to sit here on this set today and I want to look at you and I want to let you know that I'm super proud of you. And I just want to see your success. May grace follow you. May you go from victory to victory. May you don't see any hurdles in front of you, but may God just grant you grace to jump over every single one of them. And when are you going? When are you spreading your wings just outside of South Africa?
So 3 months ago, just after COVID, our first store that we opened was in Botswana.
Oh my word! Are you in Botswana already? Yes. We give it up for Botswana. Yes. Man, you're so innovative. So I can imagine you go to the States, you go to UK, you're gonna let this brand just go all over.
Yes,
it's possible.
Yes, all by God's grace.
And then soon we'll see you on stock exchanges and see the barber. Yeah, yes. It's like, I just want to say it one more. Yeah. The legend. It sounds so nice to say. Yeah, I think you
must use it as an intro.
I think some people can call their children legend. Come here. Yeah, well, everybody, thank you so much. I just want to thank my guest here, Kevin. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you for the role that you play. Just last remarks, just a secondary remark. Is there anything that you want to tell any young person out there if it comes to business or leadership?
For any young person out there, I would love to say, don't be scared. Believe, do what you believe in. Put your heart in it. Have passion for it.
And go for it. Thank you. On your side there, before you go, I want Jesse just to have some last remarks.
I just want to say thank you for joining us today. Yeah, I've seen you from that Eldo stage till now. And I know also, it was maybe a few years ago you went through a slump. I don't know if I can. Yeah, yes, but I know there was a big thing that also happened there. Yes. But to see you come out of that and now stronger, even better, it's like inspirational to many people. So just keep doing what you're doing and keep pushing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Last remarks, Sheldon, from the legend.
Yeah, I'll just say, like, go after what you believe in, especially whatever it is, you understand. I mean, like, it can be as simple as cutting hair, for example. It can be as simple as cleaning or whatever it is. But go after what you believe in. Know everything about what you do. Love what you do. Because love starts with everything that you do. So, yeah.
Great. What wonderful leadership advice there. Well, from my side, this was the Inside Show. I'm done for the day, and thank you so much. The show will be on tomorrow again, and I think tomorrow we'll have, what's tomorrow, Thursday? We'll talk with Joan tomorrow, and then on Friday we'll have a wonderful show with Lester Constance. I don't know what's on these. You just watch it on the insides. I would love you, please, to subscribe. Am I using the right word there, JC? Is it subscribe? Just subscribe. And then what you should do, you should hit the bell. The reason why you should hit the bell there, it's simply because you will get a notice that we are live. From my side, as you know, I'm always signing out. I love you. God loves you best. All the best from the Inside Show. Take care. Have a super wonderful day. Good morning, everybody. It is so good to have you here with me. Imagine if you have your vision as the car with the right team. Imagine how quick that vision will come into the footsteps. Something that was taking 5 years takes 3 months. This morning is all about the leadership and influence.